Okay, we are before we, all right, we can look into the ship jurisdiction, right? Number one, I put number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 there, and then shipbuilding contract. That's supposed to be next semester. I give you one only first in the introduction, and then in your time, all right, or maybe we look into this. What is the purpose of having these two PowerPoint? Jurisdiction in Admiralty law and historical development of Admiralty law. Jurisdiction of Admiralty law is one. The other one is history of Admiralty Court of history development of Admiralty jurisdiction. That's the content. Patutnya ada perkataan historical development of Admiralty Court. Alright, court jurisdiction. Okay, boleh? Right. On that too, nanti. Okay, alright. Let me just go back to you dulu. Alright, okay. On that too, okay, somehow you have that, both of you have the document, right? Okay, now these two, historical Admiralty Court jurisdiction and Admiralty law jurisdiction. All right, as Admiralty law student, this is a subject that we are going to look towards the end. Tapi in the way I would want you to understand, we want to do this first, right? Because next semester, this topic is going to be very wide, very big, looking into the jurisdiction. But in short is this, all right? Due to the development of history, right? Admiralty law, the basic of Admiralty law definitely is international law, right? International law, but they go very specific into the public international law. Admiralty has two heads. One side, it is a public international law. The other side, it is the private international law. The public international law is when it is dealing with states and a relationship with another. The private, that one is with international organization or in the form of contract and commercial, trading and finance. Okay. We understand that very well. Right, now the next one is the Admiralty law as a subject itself. All right, jurisdiction in Admiralty law definitely differs from jurisdiction of Admiralty Court. All right, okay, so we got to know what are the cases that goes under Admiralty law. Okay, in short, kalau you buka pun you will be able to understand. But in short, I'll give you a picture. The Admiralty law, it can covers two jurisdictions. One that is a civil and the other one is specific Admiralty jurisdiction, or in the ancient time, it is called maritime law. All right, okay. Now, apa dia Admiralty law? Dia ada dua jurisdiction. In Malaysia, the Admiralty law falls within civil jurisdiction. Right? Okay, kenapa civil jurisdiction? Because it is a civil contract. Seperti contract of delivering goods on board the ship. That is carriage, but it is contract. Buying the ship itself, that is contract, but that is Admiralty, but it is also contract. So it falls within the civil matter. But when it is considered as Admiralty law jurisdiction, only when it falls within the situation that involve the Admiralty, the kapal is in water. Right? Okay, sebab tu, remember, a case that goes to Admiralty only when it is a ship. For a ship, there must be three conditions. Number one, it must be manned, it must be machine, then it must be navigable. Right? So as long as the matter is inside the ship and the ship is on water, either it is moving or waiting, that is Admiralty law specific. All right. So beza dia, if Admiralty Court, if the ship has already in Admiralty law, I'm trying to give you a distinction between Admiralty jurisdiction in civil law and Admiralty jurisdiction in Admiralty law. Right? Okay. Now, in the civil law, we give an example like this. Right. You are a seafarers, you kelasi kapal coming down from your ship, walking into the town, right? And suddenly somebody hit you with a car, or throw a wood, and it hurt your head, all right? But you are not on ship, on water. That is a civil matter. Right? It covers under accident. But if you are a seafarers, you are on board of the ship, you are painting the internal or cleaning the table, doesn't matter whether you are there as a subcontractor, as long as you are on the ship or outside the ship, but you attach to the ship, right? Sometimes they put a plank to paint the ship and the ship is moving. You are connected to the ship, all right? Then if you get injured, that is admiralty matters. All right? Okay, so that is the two different. Therefore, as a lawyer, that's why most lawyers feel they can attend on cases that involves a ship. So if the cases falls within the civil matter, then of course any lawyer can do it. Your claim is a simple statement of claim under the civil law. It could be under breach of contract. It could be under negligent torts, right? But it falls under civil matter. All right, bila dia specific, when everything is in relation to the ship. Either you are outside the ship painting the ship, right, and you get injured, all right, that is admiralty matter. You are inside the ship, all right, and you get injured when somebody from outside throws something and it hurt you and you are inside the ship, that admiralty matter. Okay, in general, that is the distinction. Right? Okay, are we all right with the distinction? Yes,
Sorry,
Hafiz?
just to meaning that kalau for civil matter, it's anything outside from work carried out outside the ship lah.
Outside meaning outside away from the body of the ship.
Meaning that it's not connected to the ship.
That's right. It's not connected to the ship that is on water. So if the ship is being repaired and it is put on steel, you know, kayu-kayu, and it is the workshop, and the workshop is away from water, that is civil matter. You claim for compensation under the civil or damages, right? Tapi
Right.
some of the workshop, like the one in Johor, all right, all the workshop is inside the water. Either you dive in or you do whatever, but the ship is on the water. All right, then it's admiralty matters. Okay, that one we understand. Yeah, very clear. Okay, the second one is we are still talking about admiralty law jurisdiction. Admiralty law jurisdiction, then you look into the legislation. When it is a civil matter, you look into, all right, when it is a civil matter, you look into what? Court Judicature Act that give the High Court the rights to attend civil matter, including the original inherent power to attend, okay, admiralty cases. Court Judicature Act, all right, Court Judicature Act, nanti when we do this specifically, there will be a section, if I'm not mistaken, section 64. All right, Court Judicature Act kata, which court you go if you have a civil matter in connection with the ship. Itu yang dipanggilkan civil maritime matters. Maritime matters tapi connected. Because you are a seafarer, because the captain or because the good is on board, the good is wrongly delivered. All right, those are civil matter. Carriage is civil matter. Right? Okay, ni nak tengok bawah Court Judicature Act. All right, so Court Judicature Act says when it comes to matter from the sea, matters involve maritime, matters involve admiralty, kata dia, it specifically goes straight to the High Court. Tak ada bawah-bawah court, tak ada limit. Any matter that involve admiralty, carriage, shipping, whatever it is, right, still it goes to the High Court. High Court have, all right, original inherent power. Original power to entend the matter. Okay, the other one is admiralty law, the jurisdiction that is specific. Right, jurisdiction that is specific, that okay, seperti apa? Be as just like, all right, section 20, the jurisdiction of admiralty law, section 20 from the English court, from the English law, that we are, all right, absorbing or adapting it into our court of judicature rule, court of judicature act. Right, court of judicature juga tadi dia kasih high court a specific power under the civil law jurisdiction having a specific on admiralty. Sekarang ni, okay, admiralty law jurisdiction in the same act tapi section 20. Alright, dekat section 20, alright, Malaysia adopted that section from the parent act in England, Merchant Shipping Act, alright, section 20. That's the one daripada buku you. Alright, okay, I keep looking at my book over there. Alright, okay, that's the one daripada buku you. Apa nama buku tu? Hill, isn't it? Christopher Hill's, right? Admiralty Jurisdiction. Ada banyak daripada A sampai R. Right? A sampai R kan? Okay, matter in relation, matter on board, matter macam-macam. Alright, I'm just giving you a general view saja supaya you know when we talk about jurisdiction in admiralty law, there are the civil aspect of admiralty, there are the admiralty specific aspect. Right? Orang mati atas kapal, accident atas kapal, tak bayar gaji kelasi, tak bayar gaji masters, tak bayar fees, dues, hutang, berlanggar dengan kapal, macam-macam lagi. Itu semua adalah admiralty law specific jurisdiction. Right? Section 20, Section 20 clause 1, Section 20 clause 2 and Section 21 kan? Tu semua dia punya section that gives power. Now bila kita kata yang tu, alright, that is the jurisdiction of the law. Alright? Okay. Now, does High Court have that jurisdiction? Right? Kalau High Court ada tak jurisdiction, tapi you must guna section original power of the High Court. Alright? Jangan guna section that admiralty specific power of the admiralty law. If you use the specific, where do you go? You go to the admiralty court jurisdiction. Specific sangat. Alright. Jadi rules section 20 tadi tu bukan rules, section 20, alright, of the Merchant Shipping Act daripada England tadi tu that is adopted in Malaysia. Alright, that one pergi mana? Pergi ke admiralty court jurisdiction. Alright, okay. Jadi ada dua tempat where admiralty law jurisdiction. One is in the High Court, everybody can go for, everybody can entertain the matter, no specification. It is considered as civil matters. Right? Tapi if you go to Admiralty Court jurisdiction, the Admiralty Court, right, will specifically give you the attention that how that specific matter affected the life of the seafarers or whoever related to the ship that is in dispute. Next one saya nak kata is this, Admiralty Court jurisdiction. The difference between Admiralty jurisdiction in High Court is that in the High Court, it has a normal speed entertainment. It can take you from 3 months to 3 years to many years. Right? Okay. Now, the one who is arguing in the High Court would be any ordinary lawyers with qualification, right? Okay. And the judges that sit with any qualification of a judge. Right? So, no specification. As long as you get the matter entertained. If you claim damages, the damages get paid. You claim debt, the debt get paid. You want a warrant of arrest, you will get it. You want to sue in the, you can still sue in the in rem, read in rem, or in read in rem. Yeah? All right. Okay. Or read in personam. Personam sue orang, rem sue the kapal itself. Semua ni boleh where? In the high court. Alright. So jadi very general yang boleh dekat high court. Alright. Yes, true. Very general that it can. Nothing very specific except that it involves something from the element of the sea or element of maritime. Okay. Now, when it comes to the Admiralty Court jurisdiction, it is a special court. Alright. It differs because it has a proper procedure. To go to the Admiralty Court jurisdiction, you have to adhere to rules of High Court procedure. Saya selalu keliru. Sebelum tahun 2012, rule of High Court with regards to Admiralty is Order 76. Tapi after rule of High Court 2012 is being changed, the order is Order 70. Alright. Okay, jadi apa dia special dia? If you go to Admiralty Court jurisdiction, the procedure must adhere to rule of High Court procedure. Okay, right. That doesn't mean if you okay, put the full stop dulu kat situ. Alright. Kadang-kadang, alright. Okay, the High Court will also demand procedure to be adhered to seperti Order 70. Kadang-kadang, alright. Okay, sebab High Court does have jurisdiction over Admiralty law. But very rare. Very rare. Jadi today Malaysia tak nak kelirukan judges and wanted to be very specific, especially when in Malaysia it involves 3,700 ship per day. Sama ada they're just simply passing through or they are using the facilities of our port. Right? And they take a repair in the water. So because there are so many activities, it is viable that the government have Admiralty Court specifically established. Okay, kenapa? Because the needs, because the amount of cases that we handle. Dan last kali, and the best reason is because some Admiralty matters must be focused and entertained in the nature of Admiralty, which is different from the consequence nature of civil law. Sebab you ada serious matter at sea. Kalau dia dekat darat, it's not a serious matter. But at sea, it is a serious matter. So you want a serious judges, serious lawyer. Therefore, when you go to Admiralty Court jurisdiction, the judges will be those expert in Admiralty or have enough experience in Admiralty, all right? Or they are lawyers who are specifically dealing with Admiralty, all right? Okay. And again, the last reason why you want to go to Admiralty Court jurisdiction, not to the usual civil court jurisdiction on Admiralty issue, because in Admiralty matters, time is of an essence. Masa adalah penting dalam kontrak. Remember, time is of an essence, meaning that the ship must, all right, okay, the ship must deliver certain things on certain period. They must, all right, navigate, go on, berlayar on certain period. They must arrive on the dock on certain date. Right, because at sea, time is of an essence. Jadi, because time is of an essence, when you arrest a ship, it's going to cause the ship to break its contract that involves charter party, voyage charter party, or time charter party. All right, Farhana, Hafiz, do you have any, you understand what it means by charter party, time charter party? Charter party is the person who chartered the ship. Right? They chartered the ship because and the contract is on time, meaning that they deliver from Kuala Lumpur to Penang. It takes 7 days. Right? In 7 days, mesti sampai Penang. From Penang to Bangkok, it must be another 7 days. Right? So time is an essence. Jadi kalau you beli tiket passenger, you nak pergi ke Penang, you dah tahu dah dalam 7 hari you akan sampai kat situ kalau naik kapal. Alright, okay, macam tu. So time is of an essence. That is called ship with charter party. Time charter party. There are voyage charter party. Time it's not an essence asalkan dia sampai tempat tu. Dari Malaysia, daripada Australia, alright, pelabuhan Australia nak pergi Antarctica. Right, for example, it takes you maybe 2 weeks, it may be more than 2 weeks, tapi you akan sampai dekat port in Antarctica, for example. It's the voyage, tapi the voyage ni, there is a condition. You must follow the route that is agreed. Jadi, katalah dari sini nak pergi London, how am I going to London by sea? Alright, either I follow from Bangkok or I'm going to take. Is there another way? That way, isn't it? That is the only way. Because the other way, I will cross the world. That is crazy. Right? Okay, for example, jadi when it's charter party voyage, it's the voyage, perjalanan you and places where your ship will stop. So that is called the voyage. Alright? It may stop in town A, town B, town C. And you must stop. Right? So that's a charter party, voyage charter party. The other one is dipanggil bareboat charter party. Bareboat charter party is charter party that chartered the ship. Charter party tu orangnya or the company. The charter the ship bare. Bare maknanya kosong. Kosong because tak ada syarat time, tak ada syarat voyage, or kosong because the ship is only pelantar sahaja. Engine and then the operator. There are no crew. Boleh? Right? Okay, you can. But this time, usually bareboat charter party, somebody bought the ship, right? Okay, and they terus chartered it bareboat. Right? The ship is really a container ship, very big, very wide. So I chartered it bare. But then I spend more money. I build a hotel, 20-story hotel on top. I have a very expensive restaurant and all the pool, maybe a garden and a zoo on top of my ship. All right. So the rest from the bareboat, the rest are mine. Usually, bareboat charter party would charter the ship the whole life of the ship, the first 50 years. And then when it's commissioned again, the second 50 years. After 99 years, 99 tahun, a ship cannot commute anymore. A ship cannot navigate the sea. Doesn't matter how good it is. All right. Okay. Sometimes these are the star. Apa nama dia star? The cruise. The star cruise in Klang. That is a ship that is on the deck and it's not moving and it's a restaurant. All right. That is because it has already received all its certificate. All right. Queen Victoria ship, Queen Elizabeth ship. All right. All these ships, they cannot navigate anymore. Doesn't matter how good they are. All right. Okay. Queen Elizabeth ship, right? Queen Elizabeth II and Queen Victoria ship, they're all commissioned to stay. So they turn one into a reading library, the other one is into a restaurant, floating restaurant, right? Okay, so you see, that is bareboat charter party. Okay, sometimes because the boat, the ship is only the base saja, that is where you put all the container and registered it as container ship. Okay, so we understand now. Jadi, when it comes to these people, charterer by time, okay, time charter party, voyage charter party, bareboat charter party, these are specific people. Right? Usually these specific people, when they have problems, if they wanted to claim damages compensation, they will go to the civil court. Tapi kalau it sort of like to involve sales of or shipbuilding contract, they will go to the Admiralty Court because they want the expertise of the judges and the lawyers. All right, give me a minute. That is the one behind the two PowerPoint: history of Admiralty Court and the jurisdiction in Admiralty law. Now you have the whole bulk of the picture. Right? Do you have any question?
Does it mean that for Admiralty Court jurisdiction, the time taken usually is shorter compared to High Court?
Macam ni. When it comes to Admiralty Court jurisdiction, the court itself, the time must be in Malaysia, right? Dia mesti ada speedy, right? Speedy, speed. Time should be shorter. In Malaysia, the shortest that they can finish a case that goes to Admiralty Court jurisdiction is 3 years or 3 months. Ada case yang title saja 3 months. Tapi the best Admiralty Court in the world is in England. Alright, every case, tak kira how wide, how small, alright, when they go to the Admiralty Court jurisdiction, they settle the matter in 5 days. Dengar tu, 5 days. Jadi, right, when in the Admiralty Court, okay, in the future we are going to have Admiralty Court. More of my students will become the staff in the court, insyaAllah. All right, so all the staff are those people who have experience understanding the document. Dia tengok saja, dia tahu this document is about the hull or the insurance or whatever. They are, the staff themselves are all pakar. All right, the judges, they also. All right, the lawyers, they are specifically in Admiralty. That's why if you didn't do Admiral law in Malaysia, you go overseas, you see like so many university has specification in Admiralty law. Hal ada, semua adalah, Bristol ada. In my university, Southampton and Bristol, in Southampton, they have an institute of Admiralty, maritime. Alright, semua Admiralty matters, daripada the latihan, isi borang, alright, simulating a ship, a pilot, semua ada. Tu semua to make a lawyer, alright, really well versed with the condition. Nak tengok radar ke apa semua ada. All that you can think of that you need as a lawyer, alright, to Southampton. Okay, there are also sebelah Southampton is the Navy. Right, jadi if you need to go on board to learn about the navigation, so we go to the other side and learn about it. We go to the Navy center for navigation. All right, okay, so you see that in England, they can build up these specific people, right, especially the lawyer or the staff. Tapi in Malaysia, we are building that slowly. Some people who, with this experience, will teach dekat alam. Apa yang diajar? Bukan the law, tapi the law in practice. Alright, the seafarers, for them to have a sijil, for them to be a kelasi on board of the ship, they got to know certain rules, certain conditions, certain convention. Alright, so Admiralty Law Court, their speedy time is daripada 5 days to 3 months. That is the best. Right, in Malaysia, in 1 or 2 cases, all right, they can achieve that. Other cases, because of rejection and appeal, all right, so it takes about 1 to 3 years. Pun dah cepat dah tu daripada kes-kes yang dekat civil court. Right, okay, so that's the difference between Admiralty Court jurisdiction and Admiralty Law jurisdiction in brief. Okay, that one is important, right? So dulu my student tanya, jadi kalau tak ada Admiralty Law, tak bolehlah nak pergi buat cases on Admiralty matters. Boleh, right? Kenapa? As long as the cases are filed as civil claim. Right, okay.